Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So we are in the second week of this moon cycle. Okay, so we're in a quarter moon. It's a Taurus moon. Last week we had a new moon in Aquarius, which was pretty big. It was very future oriented, and it was the Lunar New Year. And a lot of things have been shifting. Jupiter's gone direct. From when he started his retrograde cycle back in the beginning of October. So we should be getting some new awarenesses around just, I guess, more of a bigger picture in things that may have been stalled back then in the house of Gemini. So look to the house of Gemini in your chart, and that might give you some clues and insight onto where these new awareness might be coming through. Venus has moved into the sign of Aries, which is pretty dramatic shift from Pisces, which is where she's exalted. And so, yeah, you might be feeling the shift of energy. And, Aries is a Mars-ruled sign. So it's kind of the opposite, right? It's all about kind of quick results. Just being a bit commanding, authoritative, which Venus is about harmony. So yeah, it's an interesting energy shift. Of course, she's slowing down, moving towards her retrograde cycle. So she's already in shadow. So these degrees that she's transversing are going to be degrees that she's going to go over again. So this is actually kind of interesting to think about and reflect on about all Venusian things. And of course, wherever Aries falls in your charts can give you clues as to what area in life this is affecting, right? Around, relationship, interpersonal dynamics, and of course also money, right? So everything that we ascribe a sign worth to, right? So usually that's love, affection, and money, right? Okay, well, why don't we get started? I've actually already done this shuffle, and I actually, wow. Okay, here we go. It just fell right to this spot. Okay, so there are some energy shifts, definitely some energy shifts with the benefics with Venus and Jupiter, and let's see what in the sky wants to speak. All right, here goes. Okay. Oh, wow. So amazing. This is so interesting because I shuffled the cards really well. And this was a card we got last week, the World card. And this is the Saturn card. Saturn lessons. So in a lot of ways, Saturn is actually in the middle of the degrees, the Pisces degrees, the degrees of Pisces. And Saturn's actually in a trine to Mars right now. So Mars retrograde is in trine with Saturn, which could, Mars in retrograde. So this is an energy that we're with, and we're going to be with actually most of the month for a while, because Mars is moving so slowly. Mars is at about 18 degrees and Saturn is about 18 degrees, 18 degrees. So this could be feeling like pressure, actually. It may not feel particularly great, but then again, this could be the energy that's actually going to help you get things done, to do things that may have been languishing or not having momentum. So actually, this is actually really great energy, right? And we did talk about this last week, this card, as far as Saturn representing boundary and, being at the level that we're at and mastering that level, because it's very important before we move on to sort of other endeavors. We got to learn the lessons that are right in front of us right now. So so this is the energy right now. Pisces energy is still actually pretty strong. Neptune is in Pisces, the North Node is in Pisces. So okay, so, oh wow. Very cool. Oh, okay, so this is Gemini energy. This might be actually be speaking to Jupiter, which, Jupiter is the ruling planet of Pisces. So there is this receptivity between the Pisces Jupiter energy, right? Because Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini right now. So this signifies endings. Wow, so maybe this is really the ending of a cycle, right? Wow. Ending of a cycle, and maybe balance is getting restored somehow, right? Wow. Amazing. That's powerful. The ending of a cycle here. Right. And it can actually be speaking to Mars too, because Mars will be, well, Mars is going to take some time to go forward. At the end of the month, Mars will be going forward. Okay, let's see what else happens here. Let's see what else the cards are saying here. Okay, so, wow. Okay, so this is interesting. This is more mutable air. This is more Gemini energy, actually. This is about the things that we're projecting with our mind, the worry, the anxiety, right? The swords are really symbolizing, this, an overburdened mind. As you can see, this person here in bed is just holding on to their head. Right. So this is definitely some distress. So this is grounding the reading tonight. So yeah, a lot of Gemini and Mercury energy. And Mercury right now, oh, what's Mercury doing? Mercury's doing something. Mercury right now is in the sign of Aquarius, I believe. Oh, yeah. Let me think on that. Yeah, Mercury is doing some stuff. I don't think that it's... Let's see, where is Mercury right now? Mercury. Oh, we can look at the aspects. Oh, interesting. All right, Mercury is trining Jupiter. Okay, so... Mercury trining Jupiter. Right, because Jupiter right now is in the sign of Mercury, so that's interesting. So Jupiter and Mercury are coming in really strong. So there is some information that's going to be coming through, I feel like. And this might be something that we have been really unclear about for a while, maybe since October when Jupiter started retrograde, right? So, wow. Okay, so let's see what's coming up. What's on our mind? Wow, a lot of sword energy. So this is fixed air. Yeah, this is fixed air. Okay. What's on our mind? What's on our mind right now? We just want to rest. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, with the Saturn-Mars energy and this very Jupiter-Mercury tension, right? Jupiter actually is in detriment in the sign of Gemini. It's not the greatest. Right, Jupiter trining Mercury trining Jupiter. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so rest is really needed. We want to, rest the mind. If we can quiet our mind, that's going to be, I think, really beneficial with all these. It makes sense, right? The clutter, the rest that's needed is here. Okay. So let's take a look at the recent past. Okay, so this is fire energy. I feel like this is Mercury also. This is like Mercury and Leo, I think. Ooh, this is Leo energy though. This is fixed fire energy, and so next week in the full moon, the peak of this moon cycle is going to be the Leo full moon. So that's interesting. So this is in the past actually, and yeah, this is a bit. Maybe the energy is like getting ahead of ourselves, or maybe we really have graduated and there is this homecoming here, the recent past, or maybe yeah, and it may feel very cumbersome, right? You know, the expectations around yeah, maybe it's stuff that we put upon ourselves, right? And maybe there's this fear of failure, right? And it's just like, I'm tired, and Saturn is doing its thing. It's like, stop already, I need some rest. It's very possible. And maybe I'm also speaking from my own experience right now. All right. I'm a fixed sign, so I do, my sun is in Leo, my moon is in Taurus, so I have a stellium in Leo too. I have a stellium in Taurus too, so this is, I'm feeling the fixed cross right now for sure. And yeah, the Aquarian energy now has this air of shadow work because Pluto's there, so I feel like these moon cycles are going to be like this now. The fixed moons, All right, so okay, so that's the recent past, and this is the future that's ahead of us. Okay. So this is group work, and this is cardinal Earth. This is Capricorn energy, right? So this hard work here. There's a commissioning. Maybe we're going to be commissioned to do something, or maybe we feel a call to do more group work. And I think that also Aquarius energy, since this is the moon cycle, right? We're in Aquarius season, is speaking to perhaps this reflection around community and the collective. And not so much a reflection so much as maybe something that is going to be coming forward for us. Okay. So let's see what the next card is. Okay. Wow, I think that maybe there's so many swords here. This feels like, in the context of this reading, this feels like imposter syndrome. So this is mutable air. Again. Oh, no, this is fixed. This is Aquarian energy. Okay. This is Aquarian energy. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe we feel like, imposter syndrome, or maybe we feel like we're not being seen for who we really are, and maybe there's an insecurity there. Maybe we've falsely advertised who we are. Okay. Okay, so then, wow, okay. So we're going to be leaving behind something that we've actually put a great deal of emotional investment in. All is not lost though, and it's usually not like that. It's not really an all or nothing game. So if anything, there is lessons learned here, and perhaps yeah, it's like it's just endings. There's some endings here. So this is also mutable water. Oh, this is Pisces energy. Oh, yeah. So I mean, we're really ending a Neptune cycle, right? Because Neptune's at its last degrees. And actually this past weekend we had a lot of activity in the Pisces area of our charts. And it's very dreamy energy because Neptune was there, the North Node was there. So it's a lot of projection, right? North Node is projection towards the future, and this idea of destiny and things like that. But also a feelings maybe of fatedness. But Neptune could really have us tapping into, you know, our desires, like our dreams, our imagination, creativity, which is really great. So we're really wrapping up Neptune lessons in a lot of ways, Neptune in Pisces. And when Neptune moves into Aries, it's going to be a very big shift of energy, right? So it could be like a sobering energy that comes through, but yeah. 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 There's definitely a melancholy here. So the Three of Swords, that's Cancerian energy. Right now Mars is in Cancer. So in a way also we're not quite wrapping up the Mars retrograde lessons. I mean, like I said, he has a few weeks in retrograde, but this is heartbreak. I mean, this card really speaks volumes, right? It's pretty obvious. So there's a splitting apart. You feel torn apart about something. So yeah, Saturn again. Saturn in Pisces is like a really melancholic energy. And so Saturn really wasn't in that pileup of Pisces planets, right? But yeah, Saturn is going to be causing some heartbreak, I think. I mean, Venus is going to be going into a conjunction with Saturn again, and she did a few weeks ago. But, I mean, we'll see what the culminating card is, right? So, know that there's going to be some disappointment, perhaps, right? So, these two cards, wow. Oh, what was I saying? Not Cancer. I'm sorry. It's cardinal air. So that's Libra energy. Okay, so Venus, yeah. It is Venus. Venus, right? Venus and this Pisces energy. So I don't know if this is speaking to the retrograde, right? So, you know, Venus in Aries is a little bit fast moving. And so maybe we've rushed into something, or we have an impression about someone or something that turns out to be kind of like full of false promises kind of thing. I don't know. But let's see what the last card is. So, I mean, this is masculine energy, right? And there's something that's happening with the lovers. I mean, shadow coming through with Mars and Venus in the end of this moon cycle, right? The end of this moon cycle where Mars is in the watery sign of Cancer, Venus is in the sign of Mars. And so there's this interesting juxtaposition with the lovers, with the masculine and the feminine. And I think that this is really speaking to the mastery of a healed and healthy masculine. And maybe that's going to happen through Venus. Right? What kind of initiations that Venus in Aries going retrograde is going to give us, right? And we're going to have to travel back to perhaps things that we haven't forgiven, that we haven't let go of, and we haven't gotten past, right? Because Venus just moved out of Pisces, right? So it's like, did we get all our Pisces energy out and resolved? Of course not, because of course not, you know? Venus is going retrograde. So I think that there is some tumultuous emotional energy ahead. This is air energy though, you know? So there is a balancing out of fairness, right? Because this is Libra energy, right? So, even though this looks like negative, there really could be some justice coming in with balancing and negotiating the masculine and feminine, right? So, right. We're also going to have a solar eclipse in Aries, which closes out those eclipses that we've had for the last year and a half. So there is some closure here because the North Node is in the sign of Aries. So there's really healthy new energy coming in and karmas being released. Old karmas, like old endings to old karmas. So yeah. I think pay attention to where we're driven right now with Saturn and Mars. I think that there probably is a desire to resolve Martian things, but also in this kind of more emotionally authentic way because Mars is in Cancer right now. So really Saturn was speaking again, which is so interesting. And again, like I said, Saturn is trining Mars right now and is like basically the whole month. So I think that's not nothing. So stay disciplined and also get good rest, you know. I mean, I don't know. Saturn and Mars might really be helping you put the hard work in. But yeah, that's what I got for you. I think that the mind is really strong here. Right? We have a lot of mental and like mental anguish, right? You know, maybe regrets about things, right? All right. It's okay. We might be feeling a lot of grief, but in a way, it's for us to start this powerful new cycle when spring comes, right? There's all this Aries energy that's going to be moving us forward, and we really want to get straight with, old karmas and doing the forgiveness work. And probably what's going to happen, I think, what I'm feeling into with this Venus retrograde is really discovering some subconscious motivations in our life that have been making us unhappy, and that can be hard to rectify, right? That can be hard to make peace with and process, right? But let's give ourselves the rest. Okay? Let's give ourselves the compassion and the rest in the mental space. So, maybe doing some somatic practices and doing some meditation, and even if it's setting like an insight timer, even if it's just like 3 times a day or something, just to like get out of the mental space, be in the body, be in nature if you can. And let's see what the next week brings with the full moon. And in the meantime, I hope you're moving through the energy with much love, ease, and grace. And so I'll see you next time.